So we talked about the recirculation feature on our extract system and how that makes our machine different than any extract system that's ever been made. And we mentioned how there's multiple different ways we can utilize that feature when making our extracts. And it's only fitting that we start with making a seed treatment batch. These are becoming extremely popular with guys utilizing compost extract as their seed treatments. And we'll add some of our Afric kelp into the mix and make a really potent solution there. But when we think about seed treatments, we need to get all of that compost washed down. We want to get the maximum benefit we can out of that compost. And so we can't expect an auger system to auger compost in a minute and a half time and just blast everything we want off of there. We actually have to extract it. So we're going to show you how we do that today in this video. So we got 20 pounds of our Johnson Sioux compost here. And this stuff is really something special. You can still see some worms kind of floating around in there. But yeah, we're going to run this at a 1:5 ratio, so we'll get 100 gallons of seed treatment out of this. And you know, the whole goal is we want to make sure that we can wash and extract everything possible off of this compost, and that's going to take time to do it. All right, so we're going to get ready to pump our 100 gallons of water in here, and we're going to dump that 20 pounds of Johnson Sioux in here. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with that. So as my water's pumping in, I'm just going to go ahead and dump my compost in here. Now we're going to let that fill up now. All right, so we got our 100 gallons in. We're going to go ahead and shut our pre-fill off. We can go right into our recirculation. We want to keep that basket moving. So we're going to let this batch brew up for probably about 20 minutes on recirculation. We really want to get all that compost wash off, and you can see a lot of that happening now. But what I want to show you is when we turn the air off, I want you to watch how we're still moving all of that compost. We're creating that washing machine effect in here. So we're utilizing more than just air to extract that compost. So you can see that whole system moving inside of there. It's really cool to watch as this is recirculating, how we're washing that compost and creating that extract. And this is up here at the surface. Imagine what's happening, down there towards the bottom. But, we're just passively letting that extraction process happen. We're not blasting that up against a wall. All right, so we got our 20 minutes of recirculation done. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that off. You can see just off of 20 pounds of compost, this stuff is going to be pretty loaded up for seed treatment. So now all we got to do, once we get that done, we come back to our panel and we just want to pump that out. So we got our tote over here and we're just going to pump our 100 gallons right into that tote. All we need to do is hit the discharge. All right, so we'll get to that later, how you've seen the outside of that moving. That'll be another video kind of showing you a really awesome feature we have. But you can see the bottom up here. Everything really got washed down off of that basket. We've got most of that compost washed out. There's just some kind of sludge remaining in the bottom, which we'll show you how we dump that out later. But we can go back to our controller. We pumped right at 108 gallons out of the machine into the tote there. So, we're ready to start treating some seed.